शुक्लांबरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। Vishnu Sahasranama, verse 58. Please read. 58. Rutu Sudarshana Kala Parameshti Parigraha Ugra Samvatsaro Daksho Vishramo Vishwadakshina. So we have to see now Parigraha. Parigraha. Three meanings are possible. One is Bhagavan is the one who is sought after by all who wants his protection. Sharanarthi, those who want to surrender him in different circumstances. The reason for them there to surrender Bhagavan may be different. But to them, he is available everywhere. They did not go to Vaikuntha Kailasa only as such. Wherever they are, he is available. Once it seems, in the royal court, a king asked the assembly how far Vishnu was from Gajendra. You know Gajendra, that fight between Gajendra and the crocodile. How far he was? Nobody could answer. Then the one attendant said, Maharaj, can I reply? He said, yes, certainly. Cause distance. Gajendra called, he came. That's the distance. How far is that? A different thing. That's the distances. So even that also not necessary. Even he need not call also. If intensely he is praying inside, Bhagavan can know. Do you know why? There is no question of how far. That Antaryami, who is enabling him to pray, is Bhagavan only. In fact, Bhagavan gave the capacity for him to pray, and that buddhi also, because some devotion was there. So therefore, how far distance doesn't come, but for Vyavahar, is at your beck and call. So that the one who is sought after by everyone. That is Sharanartibhi, by those who want his protection, shelter, those who want to surrender him. Paritaha griyate. Paritaha means everywhere. Why? He is Sarvagata, all pervasive. There is no place where he is not. So therefore, he is sought everywhere. Second meaning can be Paritaha Jnayate. Bhagwan is known to be anything and everything. Bhagwan wants to be anything and everything. There is nothing other than that. See, this is a very difficult statement to assimilate. How can everything be Bhagwan? In fact, I read somewhere a Tika on the Rudradhyaya. Now, Namo Namo Sena Nam Pataye Namaha. I think third Anuvaka. All types of thieves, criminals, all are what? Rudra. This Tikakara was a little devotional minded. He got that, other Tikas, he got flared up. How can you say Bhagavan as the chief of thieves, etc.? So yes, from devotee standpoint, it may look odd, but there is nothing other than Bhagavan at all. That doesn't mean that who are adharmic are right. Right or wrong, it is left to them to face. Why is dharma? So that you are weaned away from adharma, develop your mind by life of dharma, and with that prepared mind, discover who Bhagavan is. You will find that there is nothing other than Bhagavan. That's why this code of conduct, dharma, papa punya, all these for our guidance and conduct in life to prepare the mind. But the truth is, there is nothing other than Bhagavad Swarupa. That doesn't mean that adharma will be tolerated. If you want an example, glaring example, Mahabharata Yuddha. If you do that, Krishna didn't know everything. He himself, avatara, everything. And yet, what happened? He had told, I will see to it that Duryodhana will never be pardoned. Even adharma has got a limit. Beyond that, he said, the posterity should know that such adharma cannot be tolerated. Otherwise, had Krishna willed, Mahabharata war would have been stopped. Before he went to Kauravas as an envoy to settle, just by negotiation to settle the problem. They were deliberating with Krishna, with Pandavas, Dharmaraja, etc. Draupadi was there. Then they said, they came to a term that even if Duryodhana doesn't give half a kingdom, at least 5 villages. If not, 1 village is 5 houses, let him give. And that was agreed. And Krishna started. Draupadi followed. Said Krishna, 5 villages or 1, what is that? 1 village, 5 houses. are more precious than my dignity? That's what I have done. You know what Krishna said? Draupadi, I am not sure or confident whether I will succeed in this effort or not. But remember, I am very confident that Duryodhana will not give even one village. Means Mahabharata war is inevitable. He said, I am very confident. Duryodhana will not budge even with the village. That's what said. Even the land at the tip of the sword, I will not give. That's what Krishna is. So therefore, he said, so everything is Bhagavad Swarup only. That doesn't mean that adharma can be what? Rampant. Time to time, it has to be put down. So he is one who is known to be everything because there is nothing other than Bhagavad Swarupa. So these devotees at times become sentimental. Oh, because they don't have proper what? Knowledge as to what exactly is the Bhagavad Swarupa. They get confined to the name and form of their choice. Very good. To begin with, it should be there. But what is the reality? But the true nature of that same name and form, they don't know. And certain, what is that? Pantha, even the refuses to accept the ultimate reality, even if Vishnu has said that, Narada has taught it, Brahmaji has taught it, Vyasa has compiled, Shukla is telling, and yet they will not accept. That's the height of their devotion. Okay? So therefore, yeah, parigraha. Then other one is in Bhagavad Gita also said, Patram pushpam phalam toyam yume bhaktya prayachati tadam parigrannami. Parigrannami means I accept whatever little offered by the devotees, I accept it. What is that? Patram, leaf. Pushpam, a flower. Toyam, water. How much you have to spend for this? Olden days, flowers, etc., were plenty. They were not being sold at all. Whoever want, they used to pluck and offer, except pleasure gardens of kings, etc. So, that is, whatever offered to him with devotion by devotees, Bhagavan is the one who accepts them. So therefore, parigraha. Ugraha. Ugra. Ugra means fierce, frightening. Bhaya hetu. Terror, as it were. How come? He is the one who executes the laws. Taittiriya says, Bhishas madvata pavati, Bhishodeti surya. But bhi, fear. Fear means that not actual fear, law, command. Vata pavati. The wind blows, the vayu is so powerful, but he obeys. Suryaha udeti. Have you ever seen sun taking casual leave, sick leave, privilege leave? What will happen? One day he goes on holiday regularly. There is a lawgiver who executes the law. Yama, Indra, etc., they run errands. So therefore, he is the one who is a lawgiver. That way it is fierce. So here, generally, some people have got some doubt. See, in our Bhakti literature, Adhyatmic literature also, at places we find so Bhagavan as Ananta Kalyana Guna Sampanna. Daya Sindhu is an ocean of compassion, is an ocean of love. And at the same time, if it's an ocean of love, at the same time, there are people who are dying for want of food or some, what is that, famine, floods, tsunamis, suffering. This Bhagavan doesn't do anything at all. How are you going to reconcile these two? On one side, it's so cruel, see, he has got the capacity to do anything. He can relieve their pain. He doesn't do anything at all. Other side, you are praising him as a very compassionate person. Here we should know one thing. This question comes first because of not knowing what exactly the nature of Bhagavan. Number two, Bhagavan neither favors nor frowns. He neither rewards nor punishes. He has nothing to do with your papa and punya. He doesn't take unto himself anybody's papa punya, but he is karma dhaksha, karma phala data, the dispenser of results of action. So the laws abide. If someone suffers, it is because of his past bad actions, papa. Someone enjoys because of past punya. Here, there is no saying on the part of Bhagavan because he has not favored anyone nor punished. They get favored and they get punished by their own karmas. And this was told at the very beginning of creation. It is only for humans. Oh, you humans, you have full freedom to do anything, provided or but you are responsible for the results thereof. You have to face it. If you do good as per dharma, you will get rewarded, not you will be rewarded. You will get rewarded by your karma phala. If you do bad prohibited, you will get punished. For example, like judiciary. Suppose one afternoon, the Supreme Court judge gives capital punishment to someone. For other, he restores his 1,000 crore property. Do you mean to say the Supreme Court judge was cruel to this person to whom he has given capital punishment? And is kind to the person whose property is restored? No. He gave the verdict as per the laws of that country. This person did something heinous crime. So that is why legally it was his property. Somebody usurped it. He restored it. He has no say. That is who role of Bhagavan as karma phala data is. Those who suffer because of that, on his own, he will not interfere unless they seek his help. They pray. Now you may say, see, he wants others to pray to him. No. Your prayer is also a karma. And he being Karfaldata, he has to give the result thereof. You can't stop it. He is not favoring you. He is giving what you deserve. So therefore, karma phalas come according to our karma. See, that is why in Puranas, especially in the case of Bhagavan Shiva, he gives such boons. At times, he himself comes in trouble, like Bhasmasura and all that. One may ask, had he no Viveka? Doesn't Shiva know this much? That this will misuse, etc. Shiva is helpless. Why? He has done the karma. He has to give the boon as per the karma, what he had done. But for that also he is way out. The police department is there. And whose job it is? Vishnu. Vishnu, he sees that for this wrong thing, they will be punished. So it is governed by law of karma. And one more thing, why Bhagavan is said to be so kind, etc. For the sake of devotee, he is ready to do anything. Avataras. Do you mean to say avataras are what? Very pleasure thing? Krishna had to fight for his survival from the childhood. Rama, you go through Ramayana. Totally a pathetic thing. So, it is not that way, but Bhagavan is ready for the sake of bhakta. That is love. The bhakti is love toward Bhagavan. Bhagavan reciprocates thousandfold. But in karmadas, unless there is something which helps Bhagavan to reduce the adverse effect, on his own, he will not interfere. If earthquake is there, he will not stop the earthquake. Afterwards, he will send some whatever needed. But as per the karma phalas, it has to take place. So that should not be the norm of judging Bhagavan. If he is so kind, etc., why doesn't he elevate the sorrows of those who suffer? No. These are two different things. Papa, you pay for it. Punya, you are paid for it. It is not like our banking system. Credit minus debit balance. ऐसा नहीं चलेगा. Punya will enjoy, Papa will suffer. And you are forewarned at the time of doing in terms of do's and don'ts of Veda. You can't say, I don't know Veda, etc. You are a human being, you need not study Vedas. But these basic things you are supposed to know, and there is none who doesn't know. But in spite of knowing, they get tempted by immediate gains and violate these norms of do's and don'ts, and finally suffer. So Bhagavan cannot be blamed on this, and you should know this. He is always at our beck and call, provided you initiate it. You ask for the help. Even those who are suffering because of their past karma, if they take to prayer, etc., that suffering will be there, but Bhagavan will see to it that They are steered through that, either by giving the capacity for them to bear it, or in between providing some solutions. There also remedy is there, but it depends on the individual. So that be the case. You can't say he is so kind, why should he say it? No. So because this is generally a doubt in the mind of many people. You should know that Bhagavan is the Sakshi. But if you seek help, he is always at your this beck and call. So that's Ugraha. As it is, as a lawgiver, he is what? Fierce and frightening, no compromise. See, administrators have to be strict. Kindness doesn't work there. That danda, scepter of law must be there. Otherwise, we will not bother. See, nowadays, as far as judiciary is like a country like ours, the person does a crime of swindling, let us say, thousands of crores, and that, what is that, judiciary is so slow, he enjoys all life of the bail, punishment comes, few lakhs. Good bargain. It should not be. So, Ugraha, fierce, frightening. Samvatsaraha, the abode of all. The one in whom all abide. How can anyone live or survive or be without Chaitanya, pure consciousness, pure awareness principle? That itself is Bhagavad Tattva. We may not know the reality. See, this word Tattva no, should be understood properly. We say Tattva means reality, principle. What do you mean by that? It's fine, dictionary meaning. What exactly you mean by that? That primary entity which always exists so long as that entity lasts. It is never given up. That means the fundamental, the essential entity, that is what the entity is. It is never given up. At any time it is given up. It is not the tattva. It is not the true nature of that particular thing. Now take the Jagat word. What is the tattva of Jagat? Question comes. You have to find out from the origin of Jagat Srishti up to Pralaya, dissolution, what is that? Or what are those which are always there? Never given up. That or those things are the tattva. For example, We can take the Pancha Mahabhutas, space onwards up to earth, 5 great elements. Without this, Srishti is not possible. First born, last dissolved. All along they are there. So we can say the Tattva of Srishti, to begin with, Jagat is this Pancha Mahabhutas. You probe further in that Jagat, for it to continue, you need Jnanendriyas 5, you need Karmendriyas 5, you need Panchapranas 5, you need Antakarana, Mana, Buddhi, Ahankara, Chitta. If these are not there, Srishti will not continue. It has to be there. How many now? 5 Jnanendriyas, 5 Karmendriyas, 10, 5 Pranas, 15. All made up of 5 elements, 20. Mana, Buddhi, Ahankara, Chitta, 24 tattvas. Begin with 5 tattvas, Panchamahuta. Now it got increased to 24 tattvas. In that again, certain things are made, Shaivagam, etc. Some come to 31, 34, like that it goes on. All these are there. So the question comes, true, as per one's reckoning, these are the tattvas. But is there something which is in and through these, the so-called tattvas of the Jagat, and it was before the Srishti, before creation came to existence, and which remains after the Srishti, after Pralaya. Is there something? If there is something, that is a tattva. Because whether Jagat comes and goes, is or not, that always is. It was before Jagat, it is during Jagat, it is going to be after Jagat. That is everlasting. Is it there? Yes. What is it? That is what is called a Chit, Chaitanya. In short, in our Vyavahara, what we call as I, me, aham, who is the subject of the entire objective world. For me, the subject I, the Jagat, is something meant for Drishya, Bhogya, and me is the subject, Bhokta. For me, Jagat is there. Jagat may not be there, I am. Jagat is yet to start, I am. Jagat has come into existence, I am. Jagat got destroyed, I am. And that I can be only the Chaitanya Tattva, the knowledge principle, the absolute existence principle, the only Ananda Tattva. And this is corroborated by Upanishads. Atma Vaidamagra Asit, Aitereya. Before this creation, Atma only was there. Sadeva Savedamagra Asit, Chandogya. So Brahma only was before that. And that side, Atma, Brahma, is Chaitanya, can be verified from other places. So therefore, now come on. What is the Tattva now? Chaitanya. Just as in all golden ornaments, gold is the Tattva. In all mud, is the things made of it, mud is the Tattva. In the entire Srishti, Chaitanya, I is the Tattva. Even those great entities like Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara, the great luminaries in the Virat, they also come and go. They cannot be the ultimate tattva. Though they are useful to arrive at ultimate tattva in terms of upasanas, meditation, worship, whereby mind gets purified and you are able to discover your tattva. So that will be the case. Just as Srishti comes and goes, these luminaries like Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara, and all these galaxies of deities, which can be invoked as Bhagavad Sarupa, they also come and go. Not studying the Shastras properly, not studying their own scriptures like Bhagavata. Some devotees claim that Vishnu is the ultimate tattva because the Vishnu, even Pralaya, continues to be there. That is their claim. Huh? Whereas Shaivagama accept Chaitanya is the ultimate, this tattva. But these don't. That is because of their improper or wrong study of even Bhagavata. Pralayas, dissolutions are of different type. Daily you sleep, pralaya only. Then, Naimittika pralaya. When Hiranyagarbha Brahmaji, his day is over, his day is a very long day compared to ours. Is over and he is going to sleep. At that time, the lower lokas get destroyed. Bhu, bhuvaha, swaha. They get destroyed. Mahajanaha, tapaha, satyam. They are there. I told you something in some other class. Maha becomes so hot. Bharadwaj, etc. sages were there. They migrate to Janaha. At that time, Vaikunta, etc. are still there. This is what they take recourse to. And see, Vaikunta is there. This is so, sir, only in the Naimittika Pralaya. Whether Vaikunta, Kailasa, they are there. In Prakrita Pralaya, when term of one Brahma, 100 years, not our years, Brahma Varsha, 100 Brahma years, over, he has to vacate the post. At that time, even that embodiment also get dissolved. At that time, none of these Vaikuntha, Kailasa, etc., up to Satyam, they all get ended. But their cause, Prakriti, Maya still remains. only to produce the next creation at the appropriate time as per the karma phalas. This cycle goes on. And in Atyantika Pralaya, which is Atma Jnana, Brahma Jnana, Atma Sakshatkara, Brahma Sakshatkara, that Prakriti gets ended, no further creation for that Jiva, no Punarjanma for that Jiva. The Prakriti goes. But these some people, not knowing that even Vaikuntha, etc., they do end at certain stage. They say Vishnu is always there. They don't accept Chaitanya. Such biased view is not proper. Devotion is okay, but you can't philosophize it. We don't question the devotion to the Bhagavan. Bhagavan will take care. Tesha Maham Samudrata Mrutya Samsara Sagara. But what they say is true is wrong. They have not studied the Shastra properly. And they propagate this. They should not be. I've seen. They say, I've heard some people, any other Shastra than Bhagavata is Nimna, lower one. Now they use that word, Nimna, lower one. Who told you? Bhagavat comes as Purana. Above Purana is what? Shruti, Shruti, Vedas, Upanishads, etc. Means their own Shastra they don't know properly. Okay. So therefore, here, Samvatsaraha, all beings and objects abide in who? That Tattva, ultimate principle, Chaitanya, in whom entire Srishti comes, continues, merges back to the abode of all. So therefore, even Vaikuntha, Kailasa, Brahmaloka cannot be the final abode. They will end one day. Brahma Bhunaloka Punaravartin Arjuna. From Brahmaloka, highest one. Or they are come and go, come and go. Mam upeta punarjanma vidyate. Having gained me, there is no return, there is no rebirth. So therefore, he is Samvatsara, the abode of all. Or Samvatsara is the year, time factor, you can say. One who manifests as the Kala, that way also can be taken Samvatsara. Then Dakshaha, two meanings are there. Daksha means generally efficient, alert. You know, have you seen this? In military, etc. No? Attention! Attention means that everybody should be very alert. In RSS, for attention, they say Daksha. Daksha means be alert. Now it means efficient. So, the one who is efficient in the sense, one who manifests oneself as a Jagat without undergoing any change in oneself. Something great. For any manifestation, for any creation, for any birth, the cause has to undergo change, vikara, invariably. Without change or vikara or modification, Transformation, a cause cannot be the effect. Karya. Karana cannot be karya. Here is something, the Bhagavad Swarupa, Brahma Swarupa, Chaitanya Swarupa, without undergoing any change, appears to be Jagat. See the efficiency of Creator Ishvara. Efficient. Or it can be the one who does everything, all karmas, just like that, quickly, because he is omnipotent, omniscient. For him, nothing is impossible. From that way also, Daksha, efficient. Vishramaha, so the one who is the result for all. Who are they? Those who suffer in this samsara. Do you agree? All suffer in this samsara. There are people who enjoy life. They got plenty and prosperity. Even they have suffering. How is that? Having been born, for which you have to wield an embodiment. You should have a body, gross body, subtle body, causal body. Without that, you can't be an entity, individual, a jiva. You are subject to 6 types of afflictions. What are those? Janma, Marana, birth and death. Shut, Pipasa, hunger and thirst. Shoka, Moha, Shoka. Sorrow, Manastapa, mental affliction, Shoka. Moha, Aviveka, delusion. Each and every individual has to face these. No one is exempted from them. Janma, Marana applies to physical body. Hunger, thirst applies to pranas. Shoka, Moha to mind. You may be enjoying life, but you can't escape this. And you have no escape in the sense, even if you don't want, they will come. For example, hunger and thirst. Do you decide to be hungry and thirsty? No. Being hungry and thirsty, you may decide to eat or not to eat, drink or not to eat, that you can decide. But you can't decide to be hungry and thirsty. Cyclic, it goes on. So also, the Janma, Marana, programmed. Shoka, Moha, mind means they are bound to be there. Varying degrees, yes, possible. So that was Shad Urmis, like in the ocean, the waves come and go like that. In the life, these waves of 6 varieties are always there. As a result, the person who is afflicted, who is sunk as it were, for him what? Bhagwan is the one who is what? Vishramaha, repose, resolve. You can just switch on to Bhagavad Swarupa, be free from Shad Urmis. Or it can be those who are overpowered by Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Mada, Matsara, all the negative tendencies. And because of it they suffer. Bhagavan is God. Vishranti Sthana, a place of repose. So Vishramaha. Vishwa Dakshina. Dakshina means say capable. That is, he is most capable. His capacity is something which surpasses everyone's capacity. Because being Sarvadya, Sarvashaktiman. There is one who is most capable one is what? Is what? Dakshinaha. You can say most skillful or capable. Shaktaha. Or he has got all Dakshinya. Dakshinya means talents, cleverness. That capacity one who has got. Vishwa means all, Sarva, pronoun. So one who is the most capable among all, and one who has got the highest talents and the cleverness is Vishwa Dakshinaha. Read the next verse, 59.
विस्तारस्थावरस्थाणु प्रमाणं बीजमव्ययम् अर्थो महाकोशो महाभोगो महाधनः विस्तारस्थावरस्थाणु प्रमाणं बीजमव्ययम् अर्थो महाकोशो महाभोगो महाधनः
Vistaraha. Entire Srishti, expanse of Srishti, abides in who? The Srishti gets expanded, as it were, in who? Because this Srishti is like, no, what is that? The three-dimensional movie. Three-dimensional movie it is. Vishwam darpana drishyamana nagari tulyam nijantargatam. Jagat is like a city seen in a mirror. Nijantargatam. It is within oneself. In Chaitanya eye. But the trick is, it appears as though outside. How do you say so? If you have that capacity to inquire very subtly, you can verify this for yourself. How come? What do you mean by Vishwa, Jagat, Srishti? You may point out mountains, rivers, ocean, trees, and people, and all that. They by themselves cannot constitute your Jagat. By agreement, it is there, like public Jagat is there. But your Jagat, your world is not that only as such. But whatever that comes in the purview of your cognition, which comes in the purview of your experience, whatever that comes in the purview of your knowledge, that is your Jagat. That is why the public Jagat, Ishvara Srishti, created by Ishvara, being one and the same, it is heaven for someone, it is hell for someone, it is a torture thing for another one. How come? It depends on what you reap out from the Jagat by your interaction with the Jagat. And your interaction with the Jagat, which gives rise to joys, sorrows, honor, dishonor, thousands of things, varieties of experiences, are given to you or are available to you through your thoughts, antakarana vrittis. The sum total of your experience, from whether you remember or not, from birth up to death, is equal to your life. Good, bad, happy, sorrowful, all determined by the qualities of experiences given to you by antakarana vrittis. Where do they abide? Without a single exception. How are you aware of them? What makes you aware of your all antakarana thoughts which give varieties of experiences? Is it not you, the Chaitanya, who is sarvavyapi, all pervasive, in which they come and go? Is there any other way of than this? So that will the case say, here is you, Chaitanya, and not mistaken you, body, etc. You, Chaitanya, is the entity in which all these thoughts which depict your world, personal world, and that's what we are interested in. I am not bothered about others, for myself. They are what? Expansively manifested. Vistaraha. So therefore, he is the one who expands himself as the universe in this Chaitanya through the thought patterns. That's why, see, I said, if you have got a subtle capacity, this can help us to be aloof from samsara, sukha, dukkha. Because none of us can deny the fact that it is Chaitanya, me, in which this antakarana vrittis come and go. I am Dhruk, the final seer principle. They come and go like in space, clouds come and go. Space is unaffected. So, me Chaitanya, also called the Chidakasha, because of expansiveness. All vrittis, thoughts come and go, which sum and substance which is samsara. I am free from samsara. But the problem is all these experiences we mistake as our intrinsic feature, not knowing the distinction between the true me, I, subject, Chaitanya, and whatever experience this, the Drishya Jagat. This is what Drik Drishya Viveka from Saraswati Rahasya Upanishad explains elaborately. Even one that Drishya Viveka, you keep it in your mind all along the life. You don't need anything else for liberation, but you have to be in it. Parrot like repeating will not help it. Our mind has to get absorbed in that. For which now you come. Now our old gramophone record, Viveka Vairagya are indispensable to declutch the mind from the present preoccupation, the Vishaya, sense objects and pleasure, and focus here. So here, Vistaraha, that one who is expanse into Chaitanya Swarupa, wherein Srishti, in terms of thought pattern, comes and goes, comes and goes. Next is Thavaraha, we'll see.
स्वस्ति प्रजाभ्यः परिपालयन्तां न्यायेन मार्गेण महीमहीषाः गोब्राह्मणेभ्यः शुभमस्तु नित्यं लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु काले वर्षतु पर्जन्यः पृथिवी सस्यशालिनी देशोऽयं क्षोभरहितः ब्राह्मणाः सन्तु निर्भयाः ॐ सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतं गमय ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ